Hey, this is Sundar and Ash from C4E Tech, and welcome to episode 8 of Ash Answers.
Ash Answers is a show where we answer your questions that you tweet out to us on Twitter with the hashtag Ash Answers. So I have the questions on my Moto G4, which I'm currently testing, and let's get to it. So the first question, should I go for a S7 or S7 Edge, considering the Edge screen is more shadow prone and I don't want to take any risk? What do you say?
Yeah, and if he's like me, then he should probably go for the S7 because there is no difference in the specification. So if you're afraid of that, then you can go for the S7.
Yeah,
No
so
issues.
that's coming from someone who's actually broken his Note 4 display twice. So, and again, an iPhone, and there's a long list there. Anyway, coming back, see, it depends on how you're using. Basically, screen breaking, it can happen to any phones. The Note 4 is quite sturdy, and that also broke. And I actually got away dropping the S7 once, but my S3 broke a couple of years back. So it's more of up to chance. I would personally say if you want a 5.5-inch display, you want if the edge is something that you like, get it. If you're that paranoid, get a UAG case or something. But basically, the form factor you like, go with that, and that's what I'd say. The one smartphone which you guys are loving till date, expecting a good answer from both of you. So, what's your good answer?
Good answer. The iPhone 6s.
I've been saying it. Okay, he tried to deny it, but here you go. It comes out.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, it's a very good answer. For me, this year, it's very surprising, but one of my favorite phones this year was actually the Redmi 3. It's a budget phone, but with insane battery life, a 720p display, and yeah, a 4000 mAh battery. I really like that one. But among premium phones, I'm quite impressed with the OnePlus 3. The S7 has been my go to phone, at least from a camera perspective. If I had to pick one at this moment, I'd probably go with the OnePlus 3. Best budget DSLR under 40,000 rupees. Okay, I'll take this one. I see. I'm not very. We aren't really into DSLRs much, but from personal research for myself, the Sony A6000 seems to be a great camera, and it comes around 30 to 40,000 bucks. So that should fit right in. Do not go for any of the Sony Alpha series. The A58 I think comes in that price segment. The A mount Sony's actually come with. I mean, if you set autofocus, it locks you at f3.5 for video. So avoid that. And I don't know what Canon and Nikon. Sony A6000 is quite good.
And
I'm
the
using this.
700D from Canon is pretty good. At
Okay.
that right, I guess it comes below 40,000.
Okay. I'm using the 6300, and I have played around with the 6000, which is kind of similar. So that's what we know. Do you regularly use the 4K option on your phone? Do you?
Actually, yes. I never really thought I would before getting the phone, but then off late I've been using it quite a lot of times because 4K TVs and 4K monitors are like it's gonna we are gonna use them regularly in the near future. So you wouldn't want to watch a 1080p video on a 4K screen. You wouldn't prefer watching it. So being more future proof.
Yeah, and I totally disagree on that point. I mean, the whole needing a 4K TV for a 4K is just doesn't fly. I mean, sit well with me. See,
And you wouldn't prefer watching a 720p video on a 1080p monitor, right?
most of the stuff that I download is still 720p, bandwidth limitations and whatnot. And at a distance, see, end of the day, even my argument here is actually the other way around. When we are, full HD is 2 megapixels. We shoot 21 megapixel images. That doesn't mean we need 21 megapixel display to actually watch it. We still watch it happily on a full HD display. See, 4K is better, but as of today, I don't prefer shooting 4K on a smartphone. The reason why I said I use the S7 a lot is because it has 1080p 60 FPS. So at least as of today, on smartphones, 1080p has better electronic image stabilization because they're not pushing it, and that's one. Secondly, the frame rate's better when you shoot 1080 60 fps. There's just a lot more room to play with from an editing perspective. So if I shoot 1080 60 fps, like a small pan, and then I can slow it in editing so that the shakes are even more ironed out. So if you look at some videos, somebody actually pointed it out recently, where I do this pan with the phone in hand, and somebody walking in the background was
You
actually
can do that
walking in slow
with
mo.
an iPhone 6s 1080p at 120 frames per second.
Again, a plug, shameless plug for an Apple
No.
product. Okay. So anyway, can you suggest the best phone between 30 to 40,000 rupees?
Actually,
iPhone
today's-
6.
Nah.
Okay.
No, actually, today's flagships are like, it's either below 30k or above 40k. So
Yeah, something around that in that price segment. I'd say go with the OnePlus 3. The Mi 5 Pro is not available in India, so officially you can't get it. So it would have to be the OnePlus 3. Save 2,000 bucks, buy yourself earphones because that's not included in the box
yeah, or get a smartwatch.
for 2,000 bucks.
No, I mean 30 to 40k.
12,000 bucks.
Yeah.
Pebble Time Steel.
Stable times deal.
Yeah, watch his review, guys. Please watch his review. Okay, he's not gonna stop talking about the Pebble Time Steel till he gets some views on that video. Okay, so yeah, watch the Pebble Time Steel review. Did the Moto G4 Plus get a software update that solved the heating issues?
No.
You haven't used it. Yeah, but he asked me. I showed him the questions before the shoot. So anyway, the Moto G4 Plus, it isn't resolved. In fact, my Moto G4 camera review would be coming out tomorrow, and even in that, even the G4 has some issues. It did not heat up with gameplay, but with normal usage, if you're just using it for a couple of pictures, you wouldn't notice it. I was testing it out. I shot about a 3 to 4 minute video footage, and then about 20-25 pictures, and it started getting a little stuttery. So again, will you in day-to-day usage use 3-4 minutes of video recording followed by 20-25 pictures? I'm gonna say you probably will, but if you feel no, then you can pick it up. It shouldn't be an issue. But the updates and whatnot, they haven't really changed a lot. Yes, it's much better than before, but it's still, there are heating issues. Did you have any idea that Sundar would be this good before hiring him? So yeah, what about? Okay, this is a question for me.
Seriously.
Okay. I've always believed in him. So I've known him since he was like, you guys would have seen the pictures. He has told me not to post them. So I'm not allowed to post them. So I will not be posting them. But yeah, I've known him for a long time. And yeah, I've kind of believed in him. Not kind of, I really do believe in him. I have for a long time, even before C4E Tech. I have the 3 GB Redmi Note 3. Sometimes the free RAM goes below 1 GB. Should I worry?
Okay, Android is based on Linux, and what Linux says is free RAM is RAM being wasted. So it shouldn't be a problem if you have less RAM. So
See, basically what it is the amount of RAM you show. I mean, it shows is free, doesn't matter. It's how the RAM gets managed. It's how many apps that are retained in memory and for how long. So you get a phone out of the box, it shows 5 gigs of RAM free. And if we've learned something from the OnePlus 3, it's the fact that the amount of RAM you see free doesn't really matter. It's how the software is optimized. So Redmi Note 3 is actually one of the phones that is better with regards to RAM management.
excellent, in fact.
Yeah. So, and I'd say don't read too much into it. How do you find the phone? You're happy with it. Don't get caught up on the numbers, on the benchmarks and all that. Just be happy with the phone. That's it. What is your highest investment for your channel, and is it worth it? My highest investment for the channel is
The FS7.
his salary, and so far it's been worth it. So hopefully it continues being so. What's your favorite show on Netflix?
I don't Netflix.
Okay, so what's your favorite show?
My favorite show
We did
now.
we
Game
did
of
this question the
Thrones.
last time, right?
Yeah, the top 5 TV shows.
Yeah. So yours is Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Yeah. And mine on Netflix, I've currently been watching How to Get Away with Murder. It's okay. It's actually quite good. Jessica Jones is one I really liked, and Daredevil, of course. So, which one among these is your favorite? UFIT, Mi 4i, Galaxy J1, Lur 2. I'm gonna go with Lur2 because Lur2 has issues.
Yeah.
The display creaking,
But it's
yes.
still one of the best performing phones given its price range.
Yeah, it's got great specs on paper. It's good. When you look at the UFIT, doesn't do its job. Mi 4i flagship for India, we know how that turned out. Galaxy J1, the less I talk about it, the better. So in among these four, I'd go with the Lur2. Yes, it has quality control issues. Most definitely, it does. Barring that, it's still a decent phone. I mean, compared to the rest, it's probably the one I'd go with. Though I still can't recommend it to you guys because of all the quality control issues. Do you think software is more important than hardware in smartphones?
I feel both hardware and software are equally important. I mean, I know he's gonna probably bash me for doing this, but you've been seeing Apple doing a great job with the hardware and the software. I know. But still, there are problems. I mean, there are issues with Android phones optimizing with optimization issues. So Apple does it great with its iOS software. So there it goes.
Okay. So yeah, see, as far as software or hardware
You
goes,
have to agree with me on that.
Apple does a great job. I don't disagree with that. See, the question here is what's more important? Okay, and right now, I would say these days, software is more important because we've come to a point where you look at a
A
phone
lot
like
of
the.
phones have really great hardware, and software is what makes the difference nowadays.
Exactly. Wait for Ash to talk and then steal it. Yes, you could have answered this by yourself when I gave you the chance to answer, but wait.
I was okay.
Yeah, you were plugging Apple as always. Okay. Anyway, so these days when you look at it, the Redmi Note 3, the Lur2, they have great internals. The 652 that brands have been able to, 650 and 652 chips that brands have been able to put into phones at the 10,000 buck mark, 10,000, 12,000, and even say the Redmi 3 that's not yet come to India with the 616. These are decent chips, which are all, if you go, okay, let's put it in perspective. You go a couple of years back, you had stuff like the Grand, okay, the Galaxy Grand and stuff like that, which really weren't great performers. There was a huger divide between the mid-range segment and the flagship segment. But these days, from your day-to-day perspective, you look at our gaming reviews, most phones are performing well. I mean, Nova 3 or even Assassin's Creed Identity, there are games that are able, it's still playable, unlike in the past where games just wouldn't run. So, performance-wise, the hardware is there. We've reached a point where most hardware is decent, unless and until you go with a Micromax or something like that. It works. So it's come to a point where we are looking more into software. Who's optimizing it better? Which phone optimizes RAM better? How is the battery?
The user interface.
The user interface. And so these days, if you've asked me this question a couple of years back, I'd have said hardware. But as of today, it's software. And this is in no way related to an iPhone. So I guess that's it, guys. That's all the time we had for today. Hope you guys like Ash Answers. If you did, shows your support. Give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't, put it down. And yes, that's still in the frame. I was just checking that. And for more videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below.
So that's pretty much it for this video. This is Sundar and Ash from C4E Tech, leaving for the moment.
Have a nice day. But barring that, okay, that's my notification going off. So
software is more important.
And you just knocked the mic.
Okay. Okay, I feel both hardware and software are equally important. I mean, what?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I was silent.